Let's go back now to our top story, which is we're on to the 7th day of the Israeli bombardment of Gaza. Let's speak now to the Israeli ambassador to Britain, Ron Prosor. Mr. Prosor, 7 days in to this assault, and yet many of your fellow citizens are tonight in bomb shelters. Hamas is continuing to fire rockets into Israel. It's not working, is it?
And the way you say it's 7 days, you know that Israeli citizens for the previous 3 years have sat in shelters. They've run from one place to the other, receiving 8,000 missiles. Hamas, in the sense, has one objective only, and that is to kill and terrorize as many Israeli citizens as possible. They are toxic. They're toxic to Israelis.
What about the proportionality, though? I mean, in 7 days, 400 Palestinians have been killed. 25% of those civilians, and I'm using the UN figures here.
Yes.
4 Israelis. 400? It's not proportional, is it?
Well, what would be proportion, for example? Would it be proportional if Israel would manufacture 8,000 missiles and just lobby them whenever we want to into Gaza? For example, in Afghanistan, 30,000 Taliban militants died in Afghanistan since 2001. Very few NATO soldiers. Everyone is a tragedy, but there's no comparison. Are the Taliban morally superior? The answer is no. So the numbers don't play the intention is very, very important, and Hamas intends.
You say the intention is important, but if you were to lose a child, if one of your children was killed by a bomb, you wouldn't care whether the intention of the person killing them, they intended to kill them, or whether it was an accident. The fact is, children are dying in Gaza, whether you've done it by accident or not. They're dying. They're going without food and water and medicine. They're suffering from malnutrition. The UN says there is a humanitarian crisis going on. Can Israel really continue to allow this to happen?
Well, let's take something which I think is important. We shouldn't just roll over that, and that is the tragedy. There's a tragedy, and every person counts. And it's the person, and it's a tragedy on both sides. Israel did not want to go back to Gaza. We went out of Gaza completely, unilaterally. We took out settlements, roadblocks, we took everything out not to look back at Gaza again. The idea was for the Palestinians to take Gaza and turn it into something which will be an example for the West Bank.
But this is a collective punishment, isn't it? And you're trying to punish Hamas, but effectively you're punishing the 1.5 million people who live in Gaza.
But we are, the leadership is very, very important. Hamas tries to do everything it can, and it does it in a cynical and deliberate way. They shoot at civilians on the Israeli side, but hide behind civilians in Gaza. We have nothing against the Palestinian people. On the contrary, they're good people on both sides, but we have to make sure that we strengthen the moderates and marginalize radicals like Hamas, who are doing everything they can in order to derail the process.
We're out of time. Thank you very much. You're watching BBC News. Stay with us.